Hey guys, Nicky here. I wanted to make this video for a couple of reasons. First off, we're still in the middle of our hiatus. In fact, a couple of us are moving at the moment, so we've got a few more important things to focus on at the moment. So I just wanted to make this quick video off to the side. That way it's quick, over and done with, blah, blah, blah. And on top of that, this storyline doesn't look like it's going to get a match at Hell in a Cell, so I figured it'd be a good idea to talk about here. And the other big reason is it's arguably the biggest thing that the WWE has going on right now, being reported by a major news outlet in TMZ. For those that still don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Rusev, Lana, Ziggler, Summer Rae, love quadrangle, whatever. For those who haven't been watching, well, apparently there's a lot of you because the ratings have been awful the last few weeks. But either way, so Rusev and Lana had a really big falling out. They eventually went their separate ways, only kinda. Rusev hooked up with Summer Rae, Lana hooked up with Dolph Ziggler, and they've just been having the most underwhelming rivalry this side of Orton versus Sheamus, and it's just been dull. Like, it just is something that nobody cares about. The only person that it's done any favors for is Summer Rae, because it's getting her on television, which she wasn't doing before. And quite frankly, that's a good thing, because Summer Rae is good. Like, Summer Rae is good at being a professional wrestler, and she doesn't deserve to just be on the sidelines. If you don't believe me, look at any of the stuff she did in NXT, although how many women can we say that about? But anyway, so I think it was about a week ago now, TMZ came out with a big report saying that Lana and Rusev are engaged in real life. And that kind of conflicts with the stuff that's going on in kayfabe. So, yeah, as you might expect, wackiness ensued. On Raw, Summer Rae basically emasculated Rusev. And on SmackDown, Dolph Ziggler just beat Rusev in a match where Summer Rae was the special guest referee. And that's fairly standard. That's not something too surprising. Yeah. But, so, yeah, thankfully, this absolutely asinine rivalry is over thanks to TMZ. And I don't know if this has ever been confirmed yet, but I am willing to bet, and I'm willing to bet that even Vince knows this, it was probably leaked to TMZ by Rusev and or Lana, because they probably wanted to get out of this asinine storyline themselves too, because it was doing absolutely nobody any good. And you can tell that it was probably Rusev, because he has been getting absolutely trounced over the last week or so. Ever since this thing came out, he lost in a 3-minute match to Ryback. He got I don't like using the word jobbing, because jobbing has lost all meaning whatsoever, and people will equate it to just losing a rivalry. Rusev jobbed. Rusev jobbed super hard to Ryback. He may have gotten in one thing of offense. That was it. It was just, it was blatant. And then afterwards, Summer Rae came out and, berated him, calling him a lying, cheating, blah, blah, blah. And, yeah. So, going forward, basically, Rusev is dying for our enjoyment, because he is going to get, because apparently Vince McMahon was pissed off that this happened, because he basically ruined his storyline. And granted, it was an awful storyline, but it was still his, and he was like, no, damn it, Rusev, you Russian bastard. So yeah, now Rusev's probably going to get the shit end of the stick for a little while. Don't be surprised if over the next couple of months he gets made to look like a joke. And that's going to be a damn shame, because Rusev is a really good wrestler, but this had to come to an end some point. But going forward, we might get a couple of good things to come out of this, because on SmackDown, after the match between Ziggler and Rusev with Summer Rae as a special guest ref, Summer Rae apparently went up to Ziggler and offered to, hook up with him, I guess. And Ziggler declined. But I would not be shocked. In fact, I would actually hope that Ziggler and Summer Rae become a thing, because they have chemistry. Like, that was one of the most awful parts of the whole Ziggler and Lana hooking up thing. They looked like there was absolutely no connection between the two. They have zero chemistry with one another. It looks like Anakin and Padme from episode 2, just kind of, I love you. Except you can see it in their eyes. There is nothing there. But with Ziggler and Summer Rae, on the other hand, like, even in this rivalry, they've had a couple of good promos together. Like, there was that one where Summer Rae confronted Ziggler about the earrings, and that was a half-decent promo. And on top of that, we've seen before they have some chemistry together, because I saw a picture of Ziggler and Summer Rae, I want to say at a house show back when Ziggler was heel, where they were teaming up, and they were kind of like posing together. They had the DX look going, because Ziggler was in the background, or not in the background, but behind Summer Rae, ironically doing the Triple H thing, when everybody looks like, oh, that's the next Shawn Michaels, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, so he was doing the pose while Summer Rae was in front of him doing that thing. And, yeah, like, there's chemistry between the two. And if those two become a tandem, then I think that would work, especially if Dolph Ziggler is turning heel, because it looks like he is on the verge of turning heel. And because we saw it in his U.S. Open Challenge match with John Cena, he was like doing all this heel work. He was raking the eyes. He was like trying to get whatever he could in terms of offense in there. Still lost, which was... But, yeah, Cena... Or during the Cena match, it looked an awful lot like Ziggler was turning heel. And he has been for a little while. So wouldn't it make sense if Ziggler is going to be a heel that he has somebody in his corner to run interference, cause distractions? I could think of worse options. And you know what? That kind of pairing might result in something pretty good, especially seeing as how he's basically going to win this rivalry with Rusev now, because Rusev's about to get thrown under the bus, something awful. But, yeah, and on top of that, further down the road, once Lana comes back, don't be surprised if Rusev and Lana become a thing again on screen. I mean, that's what set this whole thing off, so it would make sense if there was some kind of payoff for the two of them. Maybe they get back together. Maybe they turn face in the process. Who knows? Maybe at some point Rusev takes so much of a beating that he ends up getting humbled and becomes a babyface. And you know what? I would be okay with that, because I think that would work. So, and he would have Lana back in his corner again. So, A-okay. And besides that was when Rusev was at his best, when he had Lana in his corner. So, you know what? I like this. I think that I am really glad that this rivalry is coming to an end, because it has been consistently one of the most awful things that the WWE has done lately. It is just, like, every time these two guys, like, interact with each other, it's just not great. Like, they put on semi-decent matches. It's just everything else that goes on with it is just, like, you don't care. You don't care about the whole, oh, now Ziggler's flirting with Summer Rae. Oh, no. It's not interesting. But now that they can move on to a different rivalry and actually do some interesting stuff, this could work. And it is going to suck for Rusev, because like I said, he's going to get buried pretty hard because of this. Like, this is basically the 2015 version of the curtain call. Like, kayfabe is being destroyed in front of our eyes, and somebody is going to pay for it. And for the curtain call, it was Triple H, because They couldn't do it to Hall or Nash because they were leaving, and they couldn't do it to Michaels because he was the champ. So they had to do it to somebody, and in this case, that somebody is Rusev. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if maybe Rusev takes a beating for a while, turns babyface, and hell, the culmination of that babyface turn might come at the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, like I talked about the last time I did one of these videos in this chair. It would work. It would work. But, yeah, and it would give Ziggler a jumping off point for the heel turn. So, you know what? This works, and I figured that it would be a good idea to talk about it since I doubt that there's going to be a match at Hell in a Cell between these two, because the card's already pretty booked. I think there's 7 matches plus a pre-show match. So I don't think that there would be room for another match to put in there. And which is ironic enough, because like I said, it's arguably the biggest thing that's going on at the WWE, and they're not doing anything to capitalize on it at the next pay-per-view. Standard procedure for the WWE. Like, remember when the RKO out of nowhere vines were at their biggest? Guess where that was? Survivor Series. Orton was not on the card. In his hometown. Fucking WWE. You wonder why your ratings are in the dumpster. But either way, that's, I think, all I wanted to say about this. Yeah, like this whole trip with Rusev and Ziggler and Lana and Summer Rae has been pretty much awful. But now that it's over, now that we're finally getting out of this stupid as hell rivalry, maybe all of these guys involved can move on to actually better things, which I hope that happens. That would be nice. But yeah, either way, that's it for me. And we'll see you guys in the next video that happens on this channel.